Well, look who we've got here then. Al Nassr come knocking. Come knocking for one of our players, our old friends from the Diaby negotiations. Come knocking for Bailey. Well, we know you've got 40 odd million to spend because you wanted to get Diaby. So we slap a 90 million pound on Bailey, you can have him. But no, in all seriousness, Al Nassr linked with a move for Leon Bailey. And yeah, it's time to just squash that one and move on to your next target. Get your hands off our players. But yeah, so they are linked with a move for Leon Bailey. This is coming from the Daily Mail sports section. Bailey could join Saudi Arabia exodus. Aston Villa winger Leon Bailey has emerged as an option for Al Nassr. The Saudi Arabian club missed out on Moussa Diaby when he agreed to join Villa instead of them from Bayern Leverkusen for a record 51.9 million last week. I think that's slightly way out there. Bailey, who also joined Villa from Leverkusen, scored the first goal of Unai Emery's regime in a win over Manchester United, but the coach is looking for greater consistency and may be willing to sacrifice the Jamaican international. We've got Sanson, who looks like he's going to be joining Nice. Wesley, he's still alive. He's going to be joining Watford on loan. But like I said the other day, I do not see Leon Bailey leaving Aston Villa. I think potentially having Diaby in is going to get the best out of Leon Bailey as well, where we're not having to have all of our focus week in, week out, relying on Leon Bailey. I think having an extra winger is going to help us. It's going to add another dimension to our attack. And what we don't want to do is buy a player like Diaby, sell someone like Bailey. We're kind of then left with no other wingers, no other sort of attacking options. And it feels like between the lines of what Unai Emery was saying when Diaby signed is that that's one area that he's really looked to improve Aston Villa, to get us progressing up the football pitch quicker, to having different options in the attacking third. Because if you do look at Villa's squad, you know, an out-and-out attack, we've got Ollie Watkins, we've got Leon Bailey, we've got Buendia in a 10 who sort of attacks, assists, but his all-round game's a bit of a mixture. McGinn's the same. Luis is the same. Ramsey, you know, his progressive carries, he goes further forward. So, you know, we do need, and we still need to keep some of our attacking players. So for me, let's squash this one. Bailey's going nowhere. I have been critical of Bailey since he's been at Villa, and that's just because of his inconsistencies. You know, when you're looking at a player at your club and you can see potential, you can see what they can do, you just want to see it more often, and that's been my biggest frustration. He can score a banger, and he'll go missing at times, and some games he goes missing altogether. Mainly scores and plays well at home in the away form. So he's had a really good Gold Cup series with Jamaica. So he's had a really good time on international duty. Let's now get him cooking in this team. We've already seen in pre-season how good Buendia has looked. He looks like he's gone away mentally prepared and focused on what he needs to do to get better. He looks like he's bulked up. He looks so far in pre-season pretty good. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Buendia, and hopefully when Bailey returns, look, I think Emery said Bailey's going to be returning on Thursday. So yeah, it's a squad game, and we are yet to see, in my opinion, the complete best of Leon Bailey, and I fully expect Bailey to have a really good season at Aston Villa. So Al Nassr, sorry about this, but he's going nowhere. So yeah, you'll have to turn your attention to somebody else. So I really wanted to just have a little look as well at touching on Bailey. You know, this sort of system that we saw last night as well. We did see us in phases going into this 2-3-1. So I think this is something that we can expect. Maybe we can have a little bit more potency out wide, a little bit more pace about us. And I just think this adaptation of maybe tweaking it where we can go a little bit more attacking, we can go, wingers out wide, pace, direct, aggressive nature. Whereas before, we haven't really been able to do this. If we get rid of Bailey, we're losing that different dimension that we're going to be able to have this season as well. And we know Emery just wants sort of tactics for every scenario. We want scenarios in this squad as well. We don't want to just be one-dimensional where we have to put Ramsey here, we have to put McGinn there, and then we just mirror this sort of formation all the time. So to be able to adapt to something a little bit differently as well, I think it's going to be really interesting. There was some different shapes that we saw yesterday as well. We did see this little bit of a 4-2-4 as well across the front line. So we did see something similar to what Man City have been playing. So we were adapting as we go, and I think we've got a lot of sort of things in our repertoire that we can sort of bring to each game. So we need different players. We need players that are versatile. And I think Leon Bailey, he's going to be able to offer something a little bit different as well. So, I just thought I'd just come on and give my thoughts reacting to this rumour. I'd like for you guys to drop your thoughts on this rumour as well. What are you saying? What's your message that you want to send? So, here's my little take on this little Bailey rumour. So, I haven't really slept much since yesterday, so I still feel like the game was just like 2 minutes ago. But I keep thinking of Kellyman. I keep thinking of Kellyman. I keep thinking of Philogene. Watkins looks on fire. Buendia looks like he's bulked up and he's looking in beast mode. And it was just nice to see Torres and Tielemans get on the pitch as well. So can't wait for the next one. And speak to you all soon. Up the Villa.